Hi everybody, welcome to my second Flosstube video. I am Sandy Bacus and I was absolutely floored by the response I got to my first video. I never expected to get any subscribers, thought possibly there'd be a couple of views, but it turned out much better than I was expecting. Thank you very much. In this video, I want to keep it rather short. I just want to say hi to everybody and let you know a little bit more about me. I'm married. My husband's name is Bob, and we've been married together and married for about 39 years. We met and moved in together and got married all in the same year. So I guess when you know it's right, you know it's right. We call each other Scarlett and Rhett, and I told you in the last video I'd let you know about that. When we met, he said that I was one of those women that belonged on a veranda in the South with a fan. And so he started calling me Scarlett. And so just kind of payback, I started calling him Rhett. Well, the names stuck, and so we have been Scarlett and Rhett from Gone with the Wind for 39 years. So that's that story. Okay, I told you we are married. My husband Bob has Parkinson's disease. I don't know if you're aware that there are different types of Parkinson's, and he has the type that causes muscle rigidity. He does not have tremors. It makes it hard for him to move, get up. He has some balance issues. He stutters. His speech is continually getting worse. He has a hard time getting that first word out. He also suffers from short-term memory loss. And that can be very trying when you tell someone the same thing over and over and they keep asking you the same questions. But it is what it is. So I have been praying, asking God to give me the patience that I need to handle the situation. So hopefully God's listening. The answers will be prayer, or the prayers will be answered. See, I can't even talk, and I'm worried about him. We have 2 children. I had a daughter when we got married from a previous marriage, and we have a son together. And my daughter is in her early to mid 40s. My son is in his late 30s. My son is not married. He has a girlfriend that they live together. They're talking about marriage. We'll hope that happens real soon. My daughter is divorced, and she has 3 girls. They are 20 years old, 17 years old, and 14 years old. And they are the light of my life. I'm looking down because I'm looking at some notes so that I'll remember to tell you everything that I had planned to tell you. I got away from cross-stitching for many years. I was working an awful lot of hours and then caring for my mother. And after I retired, I wanted to start doing things. I had been saving things up in a craft room for many, many years. Crochet, knitting, cross-stitching. And I retired and wasn't really doing anything. But I finally got motivated, got rid of all of the knitting stuff, got rid of all the crochet, decided that cross-stitching was going to be my hobby of choice along with reading. I love to read. So sometimes the books win out over the cross-stitching. I'm not a fast stitcher. I take my time, I count, I recount, I count again, I recount again, I make a couple of stitches, and then I recount again. So my projects take a long time. But one good thing is I rarely have to frog anything, because I have checked and rechecked so many times that I've got the right floss in the right holes. And that's a good thing. I do have a little bit of progress on some of my whips. I backstitched some on my garden, if you saw that the last time, and on my outhouse that I had finished. And I also worked on my cardinals. And this is where my cardinals are now. I was probably right over here by this purple flower the last time, going straight down. And so I've got another bird and another flower in there. And I also have been working on my second outhouse, and this is where I have gotten with it. And I would have liked to have been able to show you some pictures of some of my finished items, but I haven't been able to figure out how to insert a picture into a Flosstube video. So when I get that figured out, then I'll be able to do that. But I'm not a techie, so I'm having a hard time with that. I used computer programs at work when I worked because I did accounting and I did purchasing, but that was different. This is totally out of my league. I never even knew there was such a thing as Flosstube until this past year. Didn't know there were groups on Facebook either, and I'm learning. I'll quickly show you a little bit about how I store. My projects all go into these plastic containers, and I don't know if you can see that. They just kind of flip open and the lid lifts up like that. And I use plastic because we heat our home in the wintertime with a wood furnace and a pellet stove, and it's very, very dusty. And I need something that I can take a Swiffer duster and just quickly go over and get rid of that dust. Okay, I store my floss also in plastic containers, and I have these long skinny ones, and I use little plastic snack bags and with an index card in there with the number of the floss written on the card. The floss skeins go in the front. The pieces that I've cut and are ready to use, I put in the back. I don't seal these bags, I leave them open, but when I put them into my container, I fold the back down so I can see the numbers easily, and then it goes back into the box, and then you can see the numbers going back. And I have numerous boxes. I have them all in there in order, and I'm going to pull that one back out because I don't know if I put it in the right spot. Don't want to get it mixed up. When I pull my floss for a project, I use these other plastic containers, and like this. And what I would do is I pull all the floss, the little bags, the whole bag, I put it in here, and I put them in number order. Then I set this next to me while I'm stitching, and I just pull them out. I also list all of the floss on that particular project on a little card, and I stick these on the wall next to where I store my floss upstairs, so that when I go to pull floss for another project, I can easily see if it's not in my container that I do have it, it's in something else, and I can either choose then to go buy new, or I can check if I have a whole lot in another container. I'll just set up a new little snack bag, and I'll have two with that same numbered floss in it. And I do that quite often. And that is the way that I do my floss and kit storage. It works for me. I also store my fabric in these containers like this. I have some deeper ones. I bought these at the Dollar General store. I think the first ones I bought at Target, and then I found them at the Dollar General store, and they were so much less. So, of course, that's where I've been going to get them. And I love plastic because it's easy to keep clean. Where with fabric pouches, I know you guys have them. They're beautiful. I admire them. But in my house, I would feel like I needed to keep putting them into the laundry because they would be dusty all the time. I think that's going to be it for today. I, again, want to say thank you for everybody that liked, watched, and subscribed to my video and my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm still watching. I'm seeing all kinds of new people out there and listening to what everybody has to say. And it's just amazing to me that there is such a community, that there is such a camaraderie, people helping other people. Wow, I can't say. I'm at a loss of words because it's fantastic. It really is. So everybody keep stitching. Have a really good day. Have a really good week. I don't think I said today is Thursday, July 27th. Summer is flying by really, really quickly. And I went to the doctor this morning. I've had skin cancer in the past. I had a really good checkup, so I'm really, really happy. And take care. And I will talk to you the next time. So long.